Hello and welcome to WhatMap for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here. How you doing? Right, it's Saturday, it's the end of the week, therefore I'm going to reward you with a quirky asset today. Aren't you lucky? Also, you're lucky because, well, yesterday I got out a brand new episode of my new city build, Duvo. The footage you're seeing here is from 2 weeks ago because time of recording this, I haven't got any footage to show you from this week. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I hope you can join me every Friday at 6 o'clock UK time or anytime thereafter. I shouldn't have to remind you really, should I? I shouldn't have to remind you. That's right, hit the like button, really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you very much for your support. There, I reminded you anyway. Today's map is Carroll River by Blackout. The V is an A. I'm still going to call it Blackout. I'm not going to try and blackout. It's not going to work for me. Then we have, there's your start square, a little bit dark. My bad, sorry, settings were wrong for this opening situation, but hey, never mind. There's your resources. It's painting. And not the sort of painting that I like much either, but there we go, it's fine. And then you've got that's your workshop, and there's a few trees. It's a green map, okay? It's a green map. Network extensions 2 is required. We'll be using the Stray Cats theme Homecoming, and because no LUT is prescribed, say it with me, the realistic V1.2. We've got in there, we've got like Mr. Mason's new pin oak, that's in there as well. A nice mix of trees. It does actually help to have a bit of a mix of foliage going on everywhere. Right, roads, because we always start, almost always start with the roads. There are some maps that we don't because there's no roads, but this one has got roads. That's fine, we're rolling with it. Rolling with it along with the traffic. Dual carriageways, very nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the dual carriageways. The highways, the 3 lanes are great, but you want a map to stand out a little bit. Sometimes just saying, hey look, I can use 2-lane roads is the way to go. Going out to 4 lanes, if you've got a big city to be built, then that's definitely something to look at. But will the traffic use all of those lanes? Only if you are a clever city builder. You have to persuade the traffic to use all the lanes. It doesn't automatically use them. Right, where were we? Yes, we're looking at perfectly lovely highways. Absolutely perfectly lovely. No jinky jankies, no wibbly wobblies, no tree encroachments. Nice straight bits where there's supposed to be straight bits, equidistant between the carriageways all the way. Really, very little for me to say apart from everything that I just said, which is why I hadn't said it, because honestly it doesn't really need saying. Now this bit, if anything, low point of the whole map, if anything, we've got, it's supposed to be like a more of a, like I would say, rural build. It's not really a rural build, but you know what I mean. This intersection just ain't gonna cut it though, is it? It ain't gonna cut it. Everything's stopping, everything's piling back, and yeah, even with no city build on here, we have got a real trail of cars waiting to either take the left turn or get past it to continue on its journey straight on. This bridge is perfectly fine. It's absolutely the right height for my liking. It'd be nice to see the pillars aligned, but being too picky really, aren't we? But that would have got you closer to the next level, the next star in the detailing score, that kind of thing. Right, okay, where were we? We were following now the next bit is nice. I don't think it quite works smoothly. It's a really nice flowing, possibly a little too large intersection, but I'm going with it. We're basing this on a real life location, so I guess we've got to go with it. 3 lanes down to 2 is nice to see. That's a slip lane, feeder lane. It could be done a little bit more smoothly, but it's fiddly to do so. I accept that. I've been there. it's fiddly to do it. What we've got is fine. 2 lanes up to 3 lanes. Why? Because we have a slip lane feeding off to the left there, where it automatically drops down to 2 lanes. See that? 3 lanes there. And the little arrow there, that lane is only for turning off the highway. I like that. That's very nicely done indeed. Same over here. 3 lanes down to 2, and the right hand lane is only for turning off. Yeah, that's excellent work. Excellent work. Just it could be done with a little bit more panache. Just a little bit, but not too bad at all. 2 lanes into 2 lanes is excellent again. Some very nice work in there indeed. Very happy with that. Right, so the highways have come a little bit closer together now, which is always good to see. This bridge could have started a little bit closer together. Could have done, just a little bit. And then it runs parallel with each other and then comes back down to ground over here. And it's kind of like, yeah, it's just almost perfect. And almost perfect is good enough, because quite often infrastructure isn't actually perfect in real life. So that's fine, not marking anybody down for that. This intersection is very slick, very smooth, very low to the ground. Ooh, I bet you anything there's, yeah, we've got street light clipping. Now it isn't in the highway, so you're not losing a star, but it is something that is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Yeah, if you were on 4 stars, you wouldn't get a 5th star because of that. This isn't going to be a 4-star map, but you would be risking losing a big star for that kind of thing. Anyways, what have we got over here? Right, now this is today's asset of the day. It's blocks by a gussing navy. Now if you use the procedural objects mod, which I have done on a couple of times in the past, fiddly, but it's fun, you can resize these and do wonderful different shapes and things with them. And I love them. I think they're great. But how big are they? It's quite difficult to tell. So around the back in a moment you will see that I put a little smaller object in for reference, and you'll see just how big these blocks are. Right, factoids, because factoids. Oh my, this book is just full of death and sex, isn't it? Marilyn Monroe, who's dead, used to bleach her pubic hair. Well, I'm sure a lot of people do. So anyway, thank you very much for that, Norma. Thank you. I'm sure we wouldn't have got through today without the knowledge about your nether regions. Blocks by a gussing navy. Very nice, a gussing navy. Very nice. Today's asset of the day. Right, let's head back to... see, that's the start square intersection. That actually just goes right off to the edge of the map. There's not really too much to see down there. So, shall we start off with the rail? Where's the rail? There's some rail down here. There you go. Now, the rail is good and smooth. Look at this, it's a flat map. You're not going to go far wrong, really. And we've already seen the bridges are good, so it's not going to be too much bad here. I'm going to pick here on how far the trees are back from the rail. I know I normally complain about they're too close to the rail and there's branches in the catenaries and stuff, but this looks like whole rafts of area have been cleared so that this rail line can just make its way through the forest. I'm sure this does happen. Bridge there, just a little bit wibbly there in height. Just not quite as level as it could have been, but still, I'm a bit super picky because there's not too much to pick on with this map. It is kind of solid. It's one of those maps that doesn't really have an awful lot wrong with it. They haven't taken any risks. And that's something that perhaps the risk taking would have been nice. Yeah, it is based on a real life location up in Wisconsin, the town of Neenah, which I'm sure is named after the sound that their ambulances make. Yeah, slopes could have been just tapered up a little bit more, but still, that's still not the worst work at all in the world. Junction will go left here, I think. Yeah, up in Wisconsin, the sea that you see in this is actually Lake Winnebago, which I thought was only a brand of RV, and for me that's just a camper van. Oh, a little bit uppy downy now into the hills, a little bit uppy downy. So yes, it's that's what we're looking at today, and the rivers, which you would expect to be running into the lake, are actually running out of the lake. We'll talk about this in a moment in more detail, because it's kind of like linked into the Great Lakes, and it looks like this is a drainage route into the Great Lakes. Talking about the rivers, because there's really not too much to say about the rail. Look, we've got a level crossing there. There's really not too much to say about the rail. It's just kind of, I'm kind of showing you that we have got rail. That's all I'm doing here. That's all I am doing, and wobbling on and warbling on about, well, the lakes, which we're going to see. We're going to see straight after today's intermission with Zach. Zach, I have never needed you more. There's nothing to talk about.
Have you never quite worked out how to use Ploppable Rico? And what the heck is Ploppable Rico anyway? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Ploppable Rico by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
Ah, excellent! Back to Carroll River by Blackout. I can say it, Blackout. Okay, right, we've got a very sharp turn here, which is not going to look too pretty, and the ships are turning to get into there. And we've got right angle turns everywhere. We do obviously have a couple of outside connections there as well. Here, where the shipping route ends, you can't get into the harbour, so most of that harbour is for aesthetic use only, and then the operational parts of the harbour will be on the outside. Now, see what I mean about the water flowing into the rivers? I thought this was a problem. I actually had to go and check the Google map just to be sure. I didn't want to criticise too much, because that is not the sea. These are rivers, and the water is flowing into. Now, I'm not entirely certain that this is an exact replica of the river system, but the water is definitely pushing in roughly the direction that I would expect it to, based on the map. So, now this is coming back towards us, though. Ooh. Oh, so it's kind of a null zone about here. How close to the start square? Fairly close to the start square. So we may have some possible sewage issues with that. Okay, let's have a look at these rivers, shall we? They're good. Everything's low and green and pleasant and very buildable. Very buildable is always good for a city builder game. Not everybody is of the highest caliber of city builder, and it's just nice sometimes to build something that's flat, and the shapes of the rivers is going to force you away from doing one great big grid system, and that is also quite fun and challenging for more of a beginner player as well, because the game does lend itself to making blocks and grids. We did blocks today, didn't we? Thanks, Augusta Navy. What have we got over here? Now, this river system here, once again, is coming towards us here, which is a little confusing to me. So the river system isn't exactly strictly true. See how the water's coming towards us again there? But then if we look at the... Oh, we've got a dam here. Look at which way it's facing. The water's flowing the other way. The water's coming towards us here, and it flows straight on, but it also flows around the corner and really slowly edges its way towards the dam. So that dam is going to produce absolutely nothing. It's just zero. There's no difference between the sides, and there's no water pressure against it. Honestly, that's producing zero, and it might be there just as a nod to the real life location dam. I don't know, I've not checked that deeply, but there we are. Alright, prop line tool, trees. I mean, they're fine from a great height as marking out fields. And field painting, we've got fertile, we've got non-fertile, we've got fertile, we've got non-fertile. So once again, you are probably going to be wanting to paint resources in. It does actually say in the description that you're going to probably want to paint your own resources in. Well, surely you give us the resources and we play it. Surely. This is a map basically built for, like, almost... Okay, yeah, we've got a few assets, but almost built for a vanilla rule game. Surely. It's a good looking river system that I've got to say that the whole design of the map is really quite nice. The further back you pull, the further back as you come in, it's good, but it's not the best, but there's nothing wrong with it. We do have some hills. It says in the description mountains. These aren't mountains, these are hills, and they're definitely playable as well. It's going to be a tough one to mark on gameplay today, but your chance to mark it should be a bit easier because I simplify it. It is your chance to vote. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? If it is, I will not be surprised, because it does look like a map that a lot of you would like to have a little go at. Okay, aesthetically. From a distance it looks great. The closer you come in, the more ordinary it looks. It's a good design. I don't think the design is quite enough to edge the 4th star. It's a high 3. For detailing, there's not much wrong with this map, but there's not much that's pushing the boundaries either. A little bit more effort on the hedges in the fields would be nice, or a little bit more. I don't know. It just doesn't pop. Double pop. It's a 3-star map for detail. For gameplay potential, hard to grade this one. The water flow might be an issue, but I think overall, no, I can't do it actually. I wanted to give the 4th star. I'm only going to give it 3. Water flow issues possibly, and the field painting, it just throws it out completely for me. Carroll River by Blackout 1. It's almost a very good map. Almost a very good map. I would play it. Were there a little bit more in the way of resources and where the water flow a little bit better. Very interesting though. Good to see. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. Do vote on the screen now. If you're not going to go and vote on the old map, go and watch my city build. It's coming along. Got our first commercial gone in today, so do check it. And I'll see you again tomorrow for the Steam Weekly Chart Show, and Monday for more What Map, finding you the right map for your next city build.